welcome back to my channel. Midnight Muses here. How are you doing today? I'm gonna say I'm sorry from the start if you can hear any music or noise in the background. My mom and I are actually doing a pretty big clean of the house today in preparation for Mother's Day, and I decided to just take a quick break, throw on a little bit of makeup, chat with you guys. I haven't uploaded a video the last 2 days, which I know I feel like, as I said, I think I say this every 2 weeks. So I haven't uploaded in time. It's not been an easy time. This time there's been no actual trauma. Oh, that's my paint. There's been no trauma or anything that I've gone through. It's partially good. Actually really and truly all good. It's just process, I guess. And I wasn't feeling great, so I didn't upload because I wasn't feeling great. I didn't feel like uploading. But I'm like, you know what, you can't do that. Part of, especially in terms of my smoking and updating people on my smoking, is, you know, you gotta let them know when you're having a good time with it. You gotta let them know when you're having a rough time with it, because, you know, quitting isn't easy. I'm not even wearing primer today because I'm literally cleaning with my mom, so it can be the simplest makeup ever. My quitting's not easy, and it's not all like, oh yeah, well, I exercise instead of smoking and I feel so fantastic and healthy and wonderful and it's great. There are days that feel like shit. Feel like hell. Can't edit that out anyway. Cussing, it's fine. And that's just how those days are. I've been extremely lucky this time around to really not have really any of those days until now. And it's because I finally stopped using the patches, because my goal is to be completely, not just smoke-free, but nicotine-free, smoking aids, all of that done with before I reach my year mark. And my year mark from when I started this journey is May 29th. So, you know, we're only in the beginning of May, but it takes time. Your body has to detox. It's hard. So the goal that I set for myself after I had made I think when I got to my second week of being smoke-free, was that if I made my 21 days, which, as you know, you can make a break or habit in 21 days, that's the thing. And it's really, really true, by the way, which I met mine on Monday, which was a great moment for me. And I decided around week 2 that if I did get that far, that depending on how I was feeling, I would like to stop using my patches, because as I've told everybody, the patches are always what worked best for me. As you can see, I don't have any on my arm right now, and I haven't. I did put it on Monday because I wasn't even thinking that. I was just so happy to meet my 21 days, and I was busy. I had to do some stuff for Sean before dropping in the train, so it was a busy day. But my patch actually fell off after 15 minutes of having it on. Just one of those days I was actually wearing this, and I went to take it off, and it just kind of pulled on the side and it ripped it off, and I still can't find that damn patch. It's in the house somewhere. But point is, it came off right away, and I didn't have time to run upstairs and put on another one. And then on top of that, I really don't have much left, because, you know, when you're on a quit smoking program for so long, you only have so much available to you. So I was running really low, so my whole thing was that, well, if one comes off for whatever reason, then you've just got to kind of muscle through the rest of the day as best you can, and you know, pull that willpower out. But I found that Monday went really well. I actually didn't need to pull up my willpower. And, you know, it really dawned on me that, yeah, you've met your 21 days. You don't have that feeling to go out and smoke at all. And I stopped having those weird dreams of having a cigarette that smelled like flowers. Those are gone too, thank God, because those were really weird. So I was like, okay, you know what? I think you're ready. Stop wearing the patches. You know you're going to have to detox again, because now you are going completely nicotine free. It's just you. And it's going to come out, you know, and I have gotten a little bit of that smoker's cough that, you know, you get sometimes when you, well, sometimes that you get when you quit. You really can't get around it, to be quite frank. And I really didn't get it when I stopped smoking. And I think it's because I was wearing the patches, so I still was getting a little bit of nicotine in my system. So I really didn't get the cough. I think I could, there was 1 hour one day and maybe 1 hour another day where I would cough a little bit. But I really, really, really didn't get the classic smoker's cough, but I have this week. My throat's been killing me. I feel like I have a nasty cold, which, I mean, I don't. I'm fine. I just and I can literally feel it coming out of me, like I've been sweating, and it's uncomfortable, and it literally is just, it's just coming out. The nicotine's just coming out. I feel bad. My anxiety is super, super high. I had a panic attack yesterday. I didn't do anything crazy. I had to go switch from my winter tires to my summer tires. Thank God my mom came with me, but I had a panic attack while I was there because, well, I can't even say because. There's not absolutely no reason for me to have had a panic attack. It's the same place that I always go to. They're friends with my dad. Like, I know them. They're like, I'm very, very comfortable there. It's, you know, I do it twice a year, whatever. And I had a panic attack. I couldn't deal. I was flipping out. It was horrible. And so, and Monday, I basically slept the entire day because I was pretty busy. Like, when I first got up, had to run out, do errands with Sean. All that went really well. Got him to the train. By the time I got back, I thought I was going to actually pass out. I just went on my, and I slept for, I think, like 7 hours. And then, you know, what was it? Today is Thursday, yeah. So Tuesday, I basically slept through the entire day as well. Because here's the thing, when you're on the nicotine patches, that's where you gotta watch your caffeine, right? You can only have your 1 or 2 coffees a day because it makes you feel the caffeine so much more. When you stop using the patches, you're so tired. Like, you're so tired. And because I'd gotten myself used to only having 1 coffee a day, like, that just ain't cutting it no more with where I am right now. Even today, I've already had 2 really big coffees, and I still, like, can feel that, like, lethargy, like, just tiredness really kicking in. I've barely been sleeping when I should be sleeping. And it's like I just want to sleep all day, every day, but when, like, it's time to actually sleep at night, I can't. And even yesterday I had to go do the car stuff. I did not let myself have, like, a crazy nap time to try and get some sleep at night. Wouldn't happen. It's like when my anemia kicks up, is basically how I'm sleeping, where it's easy to sleep during the day, but at nighttime, not so much. So my anxiety's been high. I'm not sleeping well. I feel really awful, and it's like my whole body feels heavy and achy. It's super, super uncomfortable. So I'm definitely getting the, I guess, side effects of quitting and going cold turkey off nicotine right now. They're not gonna last. It's already getting better. Like, I would say that probably Tuesday was my absolute worst day, where I felt the absolute worst. I think because, like, Monday, my body kind of, like, didn't realize what I was doing to it yet. So it did, oh, there goes my contact already. So so I was able to handle that pretty well. But once my body was like, oh, we're really not having any more of this right now, it was like, we don't like this. Gosh, I think I have something in my eye. I feel like I always have something in my eye. Nothing new there. But yeah, so Tuesday was the absolute worst. Today has not been great. Yesterday, as I said, my anxiety went into overdrive. I had my panic attack, which was, well, I had more than 1 panic attack, really, because too long to just be 1 panic attack. So it was definitely some back-to-backs going on. Wasn't nice, wasn't fun, didn't like it. My anxiety is high today, but it's not panic level. I mean, I also haven't left the house, so I can't say how I would be if I did have to leave the house. But at the moment, it's just high, which is why I took a break from cleaning with my mom, just to throw on a little bit of makeup, just to try and, like, perk myself back up, you know, like, get back into feeling normal and like myself again. Because right now I think that's what it comes down to. I just don't feel like myself. I am forcing myself to exercise, but I literally have to force myself because I don't want to do it. And I hate saying that because I really do, like, enjoy exercising with this not smoking. I love, like, seeing the progress that I'm making. I love how good I feel once I have exercised. And even now, even though I feel bad, I do find that once I've had whatever workout I'm doing, that I do feel a lot better. It's just so much more different. It's a lot harder to get myself to do it, is the issue that I'm having right now. Whereas before it was like, I was looking forward to it. I was going on, like, multiple walks a day, doing multiple little workout sessions, because that's one thing, like, some deal that I made with my therapist, like, to not overwork myself. So when I want to work out, especially if I want to work out a lot, I'm only allowed to for so many minutes at a time, and there's like, okay, you have to stop. If you still want to later, that's fine, but you have to stop, and you have to have so many hours in between each little like workout session so your body doesn't flip out. So that was like actually something that I was starting to struggle with when I was still using the patches, because I had all this energy. I was working out so much. I felt so good. I actually was having a hard time sleeping because of the amount of energy that I had. So now it's like my body's literally doing the opposite, where it feels like it has absolutely no energy. It just wants to sleep all the time. And I'm trying to push it to be like, no, no. You still need to be active. You still need to move around and like do stuff and feel good, and sleeping all day isn't going to make you feel good. And I'm also getting cravings like for food, which I didn't get really at all. Like when I for my first 3 weeks, it's 21 days, it's 3 weeks, that I didn't smoke, like once a week I would crave a panzerotti, and that would be like it. Otherwise it was like fine, whatever I have to eat, whatever I feel like cooking, I'm good with, I'm down with. Like the only thing I really did crave was exercise. I didn't crave weird foods except for, as I said, once a week panzerotti, specifically panzerotti. I didn't really care from where, but panzerotti with no sauce, which all of my friends will tell you is just flatbread. Well, not flatbread, but folded flatbread. I don't care. It's what I was craving, because I am very much a bread person. I say I don't like candy and chocolate. I like bread. But that was my only craving. Now it's like, oh my god, I just want to have bread all the time. I want to like soothe with my bread. Like when I had my panic attack yesterday, I went to Farm Boy, because Farm Boy sells olive loaves every now and again, and they had one left, and it's like, it's $3, so I can afford that, because it's like I usually have coffee change in my car to get that. They didn't get a coffee this week, so I got my olive loaf, and I was planning on eating like bits of it throughout the week. I ate the entire loaf yesterday. I mean, it's not huge, but it's still a whole loaf of bread, so it's pretty huge, and definitely not something that you should consume in the course of one day. And it took me about, I would say maybe 3 to 4 hours to finish eating. Does not matter. That was like basically like my food for the day yesterday, but it shouldn't have been. I hate that I didn't have the willpower to stop myself, because it's kind of like, I haven't had one of those in so long, and once I started, I was like, I must have like closed that, because I had a little like zip tie thing for the loaf. My eyebrow looks weird. No, we gotta fix that. I must have like zip tied that closed and reopened it like 6 or 7 times and been like, you need to stop. And then like I would actually go and put it away, and then be like, nah, you're not done yet, and go back and get it and eat some more. I think this eyebrow is just gonna be wonky today. I don't know, because when I look in my mirror, I am not seeing anything, but when I look in camera, it looks like really weird in that spot, but whatever. Can't always do anything about it. Where's the lid for this gone? Okay, I'll close my eyebrow thing later. Oh, there it is. Geez, we're already at 13 minutes. Well, I mean, technically I have way more makeup on than I usually do at this point, so I guess I'm kind of winning. I'm just gonna use my old Kat Von D palette, because as I said, still trying to get rid of my excess makeup from her, so whatever. Some brushes. But yeah, so this week has not been a good week, and I didn't want to upload feeling like this, but then I really did have to give myself some self-talk and tell myself, you know what, it's not easy. And so far all of your updates really have been like, it's going really well, you know. Yes, it's been a bit of a struggle, but it's going really well. And and I had to be honest with myself and be like, yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle, but it hasn't been really much of a struggle, because you've tried going cold turkey I don't even know how many times in the last year, and you failed every single time because you couldn't cut it, because the anxiety got to be too much, the depression got to be too much, essentially my head got to be too much. All the times that I tried quitting cold turkey, I didn't start smoking again because my cravings got to be out of control. My head is what got to be out of control. And I couldn't handle that. And so I am worried about that because, you know, my anxiety is already going a little psycho on me. But today I feel stronger. Today I feel better. And no matter what, it's still different because before sometimes I was using the smoking patches. Sometimes I wasn't using the smoking patches when I quit. When I went cold turkey, obviously I wasn't using smoking patches, but I was also quitting from like a pack a day or at least closer to a pack a day, where it'd be anywhere between like, I'd say probably 12 to 20 cigarettes that I was smoking a day when I quit cold turkey the other time. This time around, I didn't stop smoking cigarettes until I had gone down to 2 a day, and my body naturally didn't want them anymore, which is a big thing. It's not that I just quit because it was like, all right, we're not smoking too much, or, you know, this is the time, we're gonna stop from now. I really, it's not to say I didn't take it seriously last time. I took it very seriously in a very different way because I finally got it through my head that you're literally being insane. You're doing the same thing over and over again. No wonder it's not working. Because if it's not going to work the first time, chances are it's not going to work the second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time, seventh time, eighth time. You have to do something different. So I did. And instead of going cold turkey, I cut down 1 cigarette a week. And that worked so well for me. I didn't know that it could work so well for me because I tried cutting down in the past. But I didn't try cutting down that way. Before, when I tried cutting down, it would just be like, well, hopefully I smoke less this week, essentially. Like, but I didn't put any like strict numbers on it. I didn't give myself any strict behaviors I had to stick to. It was very kind of like, well, hopefully you don't smoke as much today. We're not going to give you any rules. We're not going to do any mindfulness. We're not going to do any coping to try and deal with smoking less. We're just going to say, let's try not to smoke as much, which is stupid. And no wonder it didn't work, because why would that work? That doesn't, like, it just doesn't make sense, and it wouldn't, and it didn't. So this time around, there were rules. You know, as I said, like, the first week was no more than 8 cigarettes a day, and no smoking in the car. And then when we got down to, I think it was like 5 or 4, or I don't know exactly how many, between the 6 and 4 mark, we added another rule. You can only smoke at home now. Not only can you not smoke in the car, but you can't smoke at your friend's house, can't smoke while you're out shopping, can't smoke anywhere, only at home. You know, and I actually, when I implemented these rules, they were actual rules. It wasn't like, oh, well, I mean, I shouldn't, and I'll try not to, but if someone gives me one, then whatever. It was like, no, these are the rules that you have to follow. And I was very strict with myself, because I think really for the first time being really, really serious about it. And it worked. So, you know, this is really hard for me this week, being completely nicotine free. There's totally something in this eye. Whatever. So this week has been extremely hard being completely nicotine free, but I know that I'll get through it. I know that, you know, by the time the weekend comes, I'll feel a lot better, especially if it's warm out. You know, going for walks has been hard. I am walking so much slower than I was last week, but it's okay. Because it takes time. Everything takes time. You just have to build yourself back up, you know. I did really well. I worked really hard. I got to a really good place. But to continue going, I also then had to take essentially a few steps back. Because, and my mom was like, well, if you want to just keep wearing the patches, I'll buy them for you. And I was like, that's not the point. I know that you would buy them for me if I asked you for them. But I don't want to be dependent now on a patch to not have a cigarette. I've lost the habit. Why am I still dependent on a patch to not have a cigarette when I don't feel a craving or a need to go and have one? It's just the nicotine. It's just getting yourself off the nicotine. So to me, the best time to stop using the patches is when you don't have cravings anymore. And you know, my thing now is that I don't have cravings for cigarettes. With all of my anxiety being high and feeling like hell and feeling tired and feeling heavy and just unhappy and horrible, at no point in time have I wanted to go and have a cigarette. Like, not even once. I've wanted to eat cake, which I don't like. I've wanted far more bread than usual, which I do love. I've even been craving like chocolate, which again, not really my thing. But I have not wanted a cigarette at all. And that's why I think this time, really and truly, not just not smoking, but really going nicotine free is going to work, because I'm not craving it at all. And I can't tell you the last time that I had that, especially in the vein of not, you know, not smoking, not anything. And I think the biggest test too was yesterday. Sorry, I seem to have lost my lipstick. There it is. I think my biggest test too was yesterday. My whole thing is when I get panic attacks, something that I do is that when I start to feel a little bit calmer, I have a cigarette. And I don't have a cigarette because it's, oh, I'm super stressed, I need to have a cigarette. I mean, yes, that's part of it. A lot of the reasons why people smoke. But my thing with having a cigarette after a panic attack is that I know that, okay, if I have enough air in my lungs to smoke a cigarette, then the panic attack is over and I'm okay. And it's like that kind of reassurance thing. I could do that yesterday. And I think that's why I did have multiple ones, and it kind of felt like it was never going anywhere, which means you're having multiple ones. And couldn't get my heart to calm down. I was slurring my words a lot. It was really hard. Even to the point where when I was breathing again, I kept talking to my mom because I was stuttering and slurring so badly. And it was like, I need to keep talking until I can talk normally again. So, and I kept talking to her. And my mom is like fantastic when it comes to having like a panic attack. She really knows like what to say, what to do, and just to, you know, my mom who never stops talking. This is the one time when she will stop talking and just sit there and be with you. And so I pretty sure, I don't know where I cut off there. My cousin's trying to call me right now, so I'm gonna wrap up this video, which I was about to do anyway. But I think I was talking about how I was panicking and how usually I would have a cigarette to know that that meant I was okay, I wasn't panicking anymore. So that was a really difficult challenge yesterday, but again, I did get through it. Yes, I rewarded myself with bread, which I shouldn't have, but I will work on that. But for now, I at least got through the day and I'm doing much better today. But anyways, thank you as always for watching and checking out my videos, and I will see you again probably tomorrow because I'm really late uploading, which I'm sorry about. Anyways, I hope you have a great day. All right, bye.